In this episode of Race Studies, I'm going to show you how to turn the RE7B into one of the fastest cars in GTA 5 and why it still reigns. So let's get started. Hey guys, Logos here again with another Race Studies episode where I show you some of GTA 5's glitches and tricks that can be used to your advantage for racing in GTA 5. If you haven't seen my other videos, I will leave a link to those in the description below, but let's get right to it. Many people still don't know that the RE7B can be one of the fastest cars in GTA 5. It indeed has a history of being the fastest car at one point when it came out in 2016. But subsequent patches have dwindled that down quite a bit. But it can still reach speeds above 200 miles per hour, and there are two things you need to do to get it there.
Anything I can do?
First is the right body parts. There is a common misconception that the different body part choices don't affect the performance of the car, and while for many parts that might be true or negligible indifference, in the case of the RE7B, the right body parts are important in getting the car to boost its way up to speed. You will need to max all performance parts, including engine, turbo, and transmission. The four parts that you need besides the performance parts are the carbon spoiler option, full neon kit, lowest suspension, and you need the stock tires. Finally, the most important thing you need is chrome paint. Just kidding. To demonstrate the biggest difference between the most important part that affects the performance of the 7B, tire choice, I will let you witness the vast difference between the three sets of tires on one of the best Rockstar tracks to demonstrate the speed of the 7B, dipping in. Here I'm showing you the beginning of the back straight of the lap where the 7B can really shine. The only difference between the three cars is the tire selection. And here you can conclusively see, both in total lap time and best lap time, how much faster the 7B is with stock tires. The high-end tires, while similarly low-profiled, just can't seem to compete with the stock tires, although they too conclusively beat the off-road tires used in this scenario. But, the big but here, the only other thing you need to get the 7B to reach these insane top speeds is FPS. Yes, you will need to be putting out a pretty high average FPS in the game to make it boost, but I would recommend that you cap your FPS to 165 and have an average FPS as close as possible to that number. So yes, this is hardware dependent. Typically, you will see the 7B start to really boost past 130 FPS, but the higher and closer to 165, the faster the car will go. For those of you that don't know, the game has a limit of about 188 FPS, but pushing your cap past 165, so it'll hit that closer game cap of 188, will usually cause more issues than it's worth, like stuttering. So that's why I recommend you use 165 as the cap, as it seems to be the sweet spot. Here are my typical graphics settings, which are middle of the road, but afford me the ability to keep my average FPS high enough. For reference, I'm running a Ryzen 3900X and a 2080 Ti. I suggest lowering your settings depending on your CPU and graphics card. But remember that GTA 5 is typically bottlenecked by your CPU as opposed to your graphics card. So I typically get the same FPS with the GTX 1080 versus a RTX 2080 Ti. The faster your single core and or clock speed of your processor, likely the higher your FPS will be as long as you don't have a potato for a video card. If you want a video on how I cap my FPS and have the ability to change it on the fly while gaming, leave a like and comment down below that you'd like to see that. But does this always work? The short answer is no. So what's the point? Well, the higher your average FPS, especially in more populated lobbies, the better this will allow you to boost the 7B. so expect a private lobby hot lapping session to give you more boost than a 30-player race for sure. And certain tracks, it's just not worth it because the 7B needs downhills and bumpy roads to get it to work effectively enough to boost itself to 200 miles per hour and beyond. And wiggling the 7B like the 811 just won't work. The 7B will boost well on the following Rockstar tracks, so expect it to work on similarly styled custom tracks: Business Trip, Congestion Charge, Dipping In, On the Go, Learning Curve, Lost Leader, The Commute. For many stunt races, the 7B can boost to high speeds, but I find that in most cases it's probably better to just take a faster supercar like the Emirates, except maybe for Plummet. So in other words, you'll have to test it out for yourself. But is it fun? Yes. Using these cheating methods will get you some serious speed, but don't expect this to make the 7B dominate your supercar selection for those races, as the FPS and type of track will limit its boosting ability. But when it does boost, it can be very fast. Not quite as fast as it was when it came back out in 2016, but certainly very close. Still making it one of the fastest cars in GTA 5. So thanks for watching the video, guys. It does take me some time to do these videos, so if you liked it, please like it, comment down below with any questions or records you may have broken with the 7B using these tricks, and I'll see you in the next one.